We've been through the group phase, and now we are in crunch time, folks. And boy, the games that have been played today have been played like crunch time games, or at least 2 of the 3. Spain were convincing winners over Russia, but Great Britain had to hold on in a real thriller against Hungary, 62-59. You see that Spain then followed that up with a 24-point win over Russia. And we just watched France come from behind late, get a late three-pointer from Bria Hartley to tie the game with 10 seconds left. Game goes to overtime, and France won it 84-80. Sandrine Gruda and Olivia Hooper were simply breathtakingly good. I'm Jeff Taylor, joined by Shona Thorburn. So we've seen three games, and this is the last between Sweden and Serbia. Serbia, obviously, with a home court advantage.
Yeah, Jeff, I think home court advantage is going to be the key word that you and I keep saying today, because really it could be the difference maker for this Serbian team, and especially if they pull out a win. It's going to be on the backs of all their fans who slowly have just been creeping in here. But then again, you know, Sweden, if I'm Sweden, I'm saying, well, it easily can be us. You know, there's no reason why we can't win this game. Serbia is not the team that they had in 2016 at the Olympics. It's not the team that they had in 2015 either. So I've said the last few EuroBaskets now, why can't Sweden take that extra step, that level? And this might be the year that they do that, and they take that step and they win a quarterfinals, give them a chance to play for a medal at a EuroBasket. I mean, they have Euro Cup, EuroLeague players, they have experienced players, they have young talented players, they have a new coach for the past couple of years, Francois Gomez. But then you turn and you look at the Serbian team, and maybe they're on the stat sheet, they're not quite the team that Serbia's put together before, but there are still a lot of players who are incredibly experienced, very talented. We've seen Serbia basically pull off 3 wins in group play that were absolutely incredible and exciting wins. And you know, you think that can only happen once in a tournament. They've already done it 3 times, so there's no reason why they couldn't do it a 4th time here.
Well, it's been a fun old ride for the fans of, a nervous ride, in fact, for the fans of Serbia here at the FIBA Women's EuroBasket 2017. But I think the expectation was that they would make it at least this far. And now they get to go up by virtue of, finishing first in their group. They don't have to go through the qualification for the quarterfinal. They've had a little bit of time to rest, to be excited about this game. Sweden, they had to win a qualification for the quarterfinal in Riga, then they traveled here. So, read into it what you may. Nevertheless, Serbia will be the home team and the favorites tonight. We're going to have a pause for the national anthems. Well, Coach Malkovich and this Serbia team, it's a big moment for them. But it's a very big moment for Swedish basketball as well. You know, they've kind of had that heartbreak in France back at EuroBasket 2013 in the quarterfinals when they were within touching distance of a spot in the semifinals. So Amy Bonner,
Martin Kozlowskis, and Maj Forsberg, not Darius Zapolsky. I'm not sure if there was like a late illness or something, but it's going to be Maj Forsberg from Denmark, who is standing in the middle there behind the ball. I think that was a late change.
So Sweden, you know, the Elderbrink sisters are crucial. Danielle Hamilton-Carter, Reagan McGarity, Louise Halverson, and Amanda Zowie. Obviously, you know, that former, what was it, number 2 pick. That was Lloyd, the Elderbrinks, Halverson, and Zowie in the starting 5. Not a bad starting 5, is it?
No, absolutely not. And that's why I think here you see Zowie, you know, she's the only player in this tournament who has 3 double-doubles in 4 games so far at Women's EuroBasket 2019. Look at that, 16.3 points a game. So she is someone who has to have a big night. And really, Sweden has great players, so why can they not pull it off, get that elusive semifinals that they have been searching for?
And for Serbia, Petrovic, Chado, Vukalia, Dakic is an interesting player. Anna Dabovic, obviously, and Jelena Brooks, former Jelena
Milanovic, yeah.
So
Keep in mind, you know, here we have Petrovic, Jovanovic, Brooks.
Dakic and Anna Dabovic.
I mean, Brooks had a baby 3 months ago.
Yeah, remarkable. Remarkable.
Got
figure out
married,
here.
had a baby. So really, at the level that she's been playing at, but really one of the stars for the team, hit the game winner for them against Belgium, I think it was, Sonja Petrovic.
Yeah.
13 points, 5 rebounds a game.
And you know, what a person. All the adversity that she fought through to overcome the various knee injuries and where she is now. Just a remarkable story. Francois Gomez is the coach of Sweden.
Well, you have to say he's done a good job getting them this far through the qualifications and here to the Belgrade Arena. It's funny.
Marina Malkovich needs no introduction, but she was at the helm when they won the EuroBasket women back in 2015.
That medal at
Also
the Olympics, yeah.
I wonder what you would say was a greater accomplishment. I guess they're both equally great. I mean,
Yeah,
it's,
absolutely. Third in the world is a pretty incredible accomplishment. I mean, don't get me wrong, Serbia is a basketball nation. We've seen that. There's basketball courts absolutely everywhere all over Belgrade. So these people grow up watching basketball and want to be the next big Serbian great basketball player.
great to see so many fans coming into the Belgrade Arena tonight.
Have a good one. What's up, Zowie? Good to see you.
Filling up both sides, behind the benches, up in the upper deck, and also behind us on the other side. So this lower bowl of the 16,000 plus seat Belgrade Arena, which has seen a lot of famous games over the years. Well, good evening, folks. It's the fourth quarterfinal of the day here at the FIBA Women's EuroBasket 2019. It's Sweden winning the opening tip and attacking the basket to the left, being defended by Serbia in the white. Lloyd pulls up and shoots it too hard. Here's Dabovic. Bring it across midcourt and into Brooks, who turns, puts it up, and wow.
And you know, she knew Sweden was ready to double if she had gone to the basket, but she kind of noticed the height difference and she could just go to a little fadeaway on that beautiful shot.
Halverson. Nice handoff, but Eldebrink had it knocked out of her hands. Now to Petrovic. And Dabovic for three. In a way, it's kind of a celebration of Serbia women's basketball tonight for all they've achieved really the past several years. I mean, it has been
not the greatest showing in 2017, but
Eldebrink. This is from deep. Ivanovic had that big steal the other night against Belgium, and inside it goes, and Dabovic scores, and very nervous start, and Francois Gomez doesn't want to mess around. He's going to call timeout. Let's try to go down to the huddle and listen as you look at this last play here. The pass to the cutting Dabovic. So Brooks has an assist and a basket. Not bad for the mama.
This one, okay, you are up, okay, call the ball and back straight. Yep, we look under the basket, okay, we play for Amanda. Let's go. Come on.
I mean, really, Jeff, we heard Coach Gomez talking offense, and maybe he talked defense before, but to me, they've had okay looks, couple turnovers, not great, but it's defense. You really, to win a game, to move on, you got to be able to play defense, and so far, I think they've given up 3 relatively easy baskets, and Serbia have taken advantage, and they're 3 for 3, up 7 early in this game.
We've seen some teams with slow starts today, and they've been able to come back. Speaking specifically of Great Britain and also Belgium. Eldebrink travels. Ellen Eldebrink. The good people up in Sweden watching this, hoping for a big result tonight. The team is in an early hole. Brooks over to Ivanovic, who goes inside and gets swatted out of bounds by Zowie.
And you know, Sweden is a team, along with a few other countries that want to host the next women's EuroBasket. So obviously, I think a good finish here, possible semifinal, playing for a medal, would help influence the deciders.
Oh, great job by Zowie getting on the floor and then passing it. Now Lloyd in transition. Over to Eldebrink for 3. That'll calm him down. 3 to Eldebrink.
Really, they just need to get a couple stops, find some rhythm on defense. And this Sweden team are very capable of scoring.
Oh, Dabovic has come out firing tonight. Even in that front row seats in front of us to the right, Predrag Danilovic, the president of the Serbian Basketball Federation, one of Serbia's all-time great players, applauding. And now the pass knocked away by Servan Dakic. She's a gritty performer. I love watching her play. She's got the ball. Back to Brooks for 3. And Servan Dakic called for a push. She gets some words from Malkovic. This was Dabovic, who's started like a house on fire tonight, hasn't she?
Yeah, she has. I mean, anyone who's watched Dabovic play, she's hit some enormous shots in her career. She's done it here in this tournament, but I would say maybe she's been a little inconsistent as far as scoring's going here. 10 points she's averaging. She already has 8 tonight, so she's clearly
Halverson turns on Brooks. And fouled. Well, Dabovic, I mean, when you accomplish the types of things she has, clearly a huge name. But she and Petrovic were at the Basketball Without Borders last summer here. The camp run by FIBA and the NBA. And Elderbrink, Frida Elderbrink not able to corral that. It's gotta start for the most part though on the defensive end for Sweden, you feel. And
yeah,
it's awfully difficult if Serbia come out stroking three-pointers a full meter or two from behind the arc.
Yeah.
That's just what they've done so far.
I mean, Sweden has as many turnovers and as many minutes as they've played so far. But like you said,
here's another one. Is she going to nail it? Not that time. But the long rebound. And a foul called on Lloyd on the box out. There's Petrovic on the baseline. Arguably the most accomplished of all the Serbia players. Had a long time in the WNBA as well as playing for the big clubs in Europe. Elderbrink, Frida Elderbrink pulls up and shooters bounce there, shooters roll. Brooks misses from deep, but Dakic with the rebound.
another one of those Sharp-One players who is playing here in this tournament, played in the Women's Final Four EuroLeague this year.
Dabovic gets hit when she goes up by Lloyd. So that's number 2 on her. And that's going to lead to the introduction, I believe, of McGarity. That was Nystrom. So Nystrom comes in. So Dabovic causing problems already. I think quite possibly more than anybody else, she's the player that thrives on the big occasion.
Absolutely. So she was the MVP in 2015, which, you know, that was a surprise win. You're talking to people going into that tournament, I don't think they would have picked Serbia winning it all.
Probably guarding Ellen Elderbrink. Frida gets it over to Zowie. Nystrom drives in, puts it up with the left hand. Halverson with the rebound. Wasn't able to go up strong with it though. And Petrovic, his shot off the back of the iron, but Vitalia rebounds it and steps out of bounds. So Halverson goes out. So McGarity does check in now. And coming down, Elderbrink misses, and then going for the rebound is called for a foul.
And, you know, I know she's trying to get stuff going for her team, but I think maybe that was a little bit too quick of a shot. And then when you do miss, actually she got all ball, to be honest. You don't want to pick up an easy foul.
So Ellen Elderbrink guarding Dabovic. Vitalia has it. And another foul in Sweden, so that's number 4. And anymore, Serbia will be shooting free throws. Chado gets it back. Milic, excuse me, number 13. Here's Battaglia driving in and doesn't get a good shot off. Elderbrink crosses midcourt quickly over to her sister Ellen. And Ellen was out of bounds when she caught the basketball.
You know, Sweden's already given up 5 offensive rebounds to Serbia. But they've turned the ball over five times now. So yeah. 5 offensive rebounds and 5 turnovers. That's, in my opinion, 10 possessions you're giving up offensively, 10 shot attempts possibly.
Now Reagan McGarity, who's in guarding Petrovic, plays for basketball at Virginia Tech and American college basketball, women's basketball. Had a few good players here at this women's EuroBasket. And now the pass to McGarity, couldn't quite hold on to it. And the ball goes back over to Serbia.
And you know, 6 minutes has gone by, Jeff, and their best player, Sweden's best player, hasn't even shot the ball once. Yeah, Amanda Zawi.
McGarity guarding Dabovic, who's already shown she can knock down the long jumper here. This is in the paint, and she drills another one. Boy, she is on a torrid pace right now.
She really is. You want to talk about a player who came ready to play. Dabovic with 12 points already in this game.
Elderbrink loses it, and then it goes off the hands of the other Elderbrink, but she's able to chase it down, Frida. But then an offensive foul, I think, called on McGarity. No, on Elderbrink is what the foul is, swiping with her left hand. Well, you got to be patient if you're Sweden, but on the other hand, you're also you got to make some changes to this approach because it's only getting worse. Italia over to Petrovic, in low to Milic, backs her way up and couldn't get it to go, and Zawi grabs the rebound, good two-handed rebound. Chado is in the game now, number 6. She's guarding the ball. Ellen Elderbrink, who almost turns it over, and she does, in fact, Petrovic. And Dabovic lays it up and in, goes to 12 points. In fact, I think she's now got 14 points. So it's been a nightmare performance for Sweden. Petrovic, and the foul, and Milic will go to the line. It almost, quite honestly, looks like it's too big of a occasion for Sweden right now.
And you know what, Coach Gomez of Sweden, he can't call another timeout. He can't waste another timeout. But, I mean, you need to get the ball to Zawi. You need to at least get her a good shot opportunity. And I think Serbia's playing great right now, but Sweden are not doing anything to slow them down, to stop them. They're basically handing them the ball and saying, hey, play fast break.
Yeah.
Or
not react
go
to that
ahead and
press well
offensive rebound.
Rose makes the first. And don't forget that also Serbia have come out of this very difficult group. So they're battle-hardened.
Won the group, yep.
I think the downside for them, she misses, but they get the rebound, is if they win this game, they'll have to play Spain in the semifinals. Not much of a reward, is it? Although that'll be a classic. Once you get to the last 4, you got to play great teams. Here's Dabovic.
Yeah, you know, like you said, Jeff, to win at an event like this, you got to beat the best. So it doesn't really matter when you do it.
Good follow by McGarity. She goes back up with it and finally stops the rot for Sweden. Italia into Petrovic. Double team. Zawi knocks it out of her hands. And now Petrovic will take a break, and Dakic is going to come back in. And Ivanovic will come in. Dabovic will take a seat. Davic, in fact, has 14 points. So 14 points in not even 8 minutes of action. She has been unbelievably hot, and now Milic turns and scores down low, and Serbia are rolling.
They really are, and everyone is so capable of scoring.
Well, they break the press, but then Reagan McGarity, seeing nobody in front of her, dribbled down, but just didn't have the finish.
I just think Sweden seems a little overwhelmed right now.
Yeah, that's the best way to
It's
put
as though,
it.
you know, they thought Serbia would come out and everyone would get into the rhythm and the game would start and we'd all start on the same pace. It's not the case. I mean,
Ellen Elderbrink was down. I mean, they need the Elderbrink sisters to hit some shots. Lundqvist in the game, number 7.
see, are they
So
aware of the shot clock here?
number 13. McGarity gets it up just in time. That's much better from her. Just trying to stay within touch, and they force a turnover. Elderbrink over to Zawi. Will this be it? Good, the three-pointer. And just like that, it's down to single digits, the deficit. Serbia holding for the last shot. Milic, high pick. Jovanovic, no look pass. Butalia misses badly. Zawi, Drama's got to heave it, and she doesn't even try as the buzzer sounds. So a little bit of hope for Sweden. You know, some of the main cogs in that Serbian lineup are on the bench, but nevertheless, this three-pointer cuts the deficit to 21-12 at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, Jeff, Sweden's lucky to only be 9 with the way that they played. Here we'll take a quick look at some stats at the end of the first. I mean, really it was the turnovers and the offensive rebounding that brought the Serbian team out. There you see it. Serbia shot the ball a lot, really. That's because they've had opportunities stealing the ball and offensive rebounding.
Well, for the majority of the first quarter, it was one-way traffic. It was all Serbia, led by Ana Dabovic, who came out and scored 14 points. Hitting some jump shots, hitting some three-pointers, and Serbia forcing Sweden into some turnovers, but probably, for the most part, and you said it, that first 8 minutes or so, Sweden looked overwhelmed.
Yeah, they really did.
But overwhelmed mentally.
Yes, like they weren't ready to play. They weren't ready for a fight.
Yeah.
And I mean, some turnovers. Sweden has 9 turnovers, and they gave up 6 offensive rebounds. So to only be down 9 points.
That's Predrag Danilovic, by the way, that we were talking about earlier.
You have to feel okay. But then again, the Ana Dabovic has been checked back in, and talk about someone who showed up to play.
she definitely did. And Petrovic denied it. She gets inside. The ball goes out of bounds with 3.6 seconds. So Serbia will have to get this one up quickly. Any number of candidates to catch and shoot here. They inbound it, and it's Dabovic who puts it up. Soft shot, but off the rim. And Frida Eldebrink, who's back in. Oh, she passed up a shot there, and McGarity didn't catch it. No look pass goes off the hands of Milic. She saves it and bounds to Frida Eldebrink. Definitely now is the time for Sweden to start a comeback. And Eldebrink drives in and misses the layup with the left hand.
I mean, at least they got a shot attempt. It's better than a turnover, right?
Absolutely. Servan being guarded by Drama. The switch. Servan puts up the two-pointer. The long, no, that was a three. I thought they were signaling it was a two. Zawi drives in and gets 2 points right back. No, the Servan shot was a two, in fact, so they're taking a point off. I thought it was a two. Milic, well, denied by Zawi, but then Zawi throws it into the hands of Serbia, of Jovanovic, who then loses it out of bounds. A little bit sloppy. Serbia have 10 points off the Swedish turnovers. And in terms of the number of turnovers, well, I'm going to pipe down and let you listen into this. Was it a three or a two?
Go with that, right? And you don't want to roll. Yeah, it's good.
So now the call is that the shot was a three-pointer. Look at this.
I mean, that's a big-time shot by, you know, I would say the next star of Serbian women's basketball.
Yeah,
She's only 23 years old. She's a product of Sopron. She kind of grew up in their system. I think she's been there the last 5 or 6 years. And really, over the last few years, has she ever grown? And her talent has really started to show. She was a star at the youth level. I mean, this isn't someone who just developed later. Everyone knew she was going to be good, but at 23, she's exciting.
Zawi with the offensive rebound and then fouled by Dabovic. Yeah, Servan was at the last couple of EuroLeague Women Final Fours. And I think we touched on that earlier. If you make it to that game and play big minutes, you're a leader for your team, you must be pretty doggone good. McGarity goes out. Pretty good minutes from her. And Halverson comes back in. So Halverson, number 14, the veteran center. He's going to launch it, the long two. Jovanovic launches a three, and the three-point shot has been going in for Serbia. Four of 11. Sweden have made a couple themselves. Lundqvist. Oh, nice dribbling by Lundqvist, but then doesn't make the layup. Pass to Jovanovic. Will it be two in a row for her? Yes, it will. And suddenly the lead has ballooned to 16 points, the biggest of the game for Serbia. Eldebrink gets it right back. So Frida Eldebrink, that's her reputation.
Yeah, it really is. And maybe a little miscommunication. I mean, you shouldn't really go under a screen.
Petrovic open, and she makes the three-pointer.
Halverson turns, puts it up. And Jovanovic. Over to Brooks. Well, the crowd would have erupted if that had fallen. Lundqvist, 3-on-1 break, takes it all the way down. Nice take on number 7. Just 19 years of age. A lot of promise in Lundqvist. Jovanovic launches yet another 3, and Zowie gets the rebound. Oh, kind of the live by the three-pointer, die by the three-pointer right now for Serbia.
And you know, Zowie, we keep talking about the chaperone team, but I mean, Zowie played for them this year as well.
Lundqvist, the 19-year-old, gets in, puts it up. Maybe trying to do a little too much there. Dabovic, she goes in and banks it in. She's just an offensive juggernaut, isn't she?
She really is. I feel like if she hasn't scored, she's assisted on her teammates scoring. And another turnover.
And Petrovic will take it all the way. 37-19 Serbia. In command.
And that was almost a timeout to stop the bleeding, to be honest. Every time Sweden does something well, it's as though Serbia responds with 3 good things compared to Sweden's 1.
You play 1 and 2, you miss, and transition defense, nothing.
10 assists for Serbia, 12 turnovers for Sweden. Well, Dabovic has already equaled her tournament high of 16 points. She got 16 against Russia.
Listen to me, this side.
Hey, četvrtina da popušta. Imamo samo jedan faul. Imamo samo jedan faul, čvršće igraj. Vidite jače u presingu, ali vidite da staju s driblingom. Ej, nemojte da stajemo uopšte. Ajmo.
6 of 14 for Serbia is not unusual, really, from three-point range.
No, but what do you really say to your team in that timeout? They're playing well. They're forcing turnovers. They're aggressive on defense. They're knocking down shots from the inside, from the outside. Everyone's involved. You know, they've had 6 people already in this game score. That's a great statistic.
Yeah, that was something Lucas Mandela was talking about with Spain. He was so pleased that there wasn't one standout, if you will. Although I guess Astu Indor's numbers were good, but he had so many contributors. Lloyd the free to Eldebrink. Under 5 seconds the shot clock. Here's Lloyd. Nowhere to go. Gets the ball back, puts it up. Maybe could have taken more time there. Gotten a better
on the offensive rebound, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, the first shot was a little forced too.
Oh, no look pass and a foul. Foul before the shot. Would you say the way Serbia are playing right now, they're kind of putting on a clinic?
It almost looks like that, but you know what it is? They came out for a fight. They came out wanting to prove a point, and they're playing with joy, and you can see that. They're enjoying to play with each other. Things are going their way. It's a lot more enjoyable when things go your way, trust me, but they're kind of, you know, relishing the moment. They're taking it all in. They're using the fans that we talked about that have arrived in numbers here today. So why not enjoy it?
Well, the 12 Swedish turnovers have led to 12 points for Serbia. Maja Milkovic in the game now for Dabovic. He's on the ball. Lundqvist drives in, nowhere to go. I think she's going too deep.
Really, I think they got to start running plays for Zowie. If I'm Sweden, especially on offense.
Bokovic, 31 years of age. Inside now to Serbian Dakic, and she got too far underneath the backboard. Lloyd, Lundqvist. Oh, brought some rain. Missed a shot. Zowie fouled from behind. Stankovic. Pass to the corner. Now Zowie's going to launch a three. And you don't get that many touches, and you see the opportunity like that, you go for it, don't you?
Where you would say maybe that's not
in the flow.
And you know, she's a very capable three-point shooter. She's very good at shooting the three, but I wouldn't say it's her bread and butter. But like you said, she hasn't got a lot of touches. She hasn't got a lot of good looks, so I understand why she took that shot. Offensive.
Her offhand being taped up from Dabovic.
And here Zowie has to go out because she just picked up her second foul, and it was an offensive posting foul. And you know, I want to see her post, but sometimes when things aren't going right, nothing goes right.
So the Dakic turns and scores, and they really are making it look easy.
And the way Serbia plays defense, they really take a lot of risks. They'll go trap, they go and try and go for the steal. And it makes other teams play probably faster than they want to play.
Three-pointer, another one, this one from Chado.
And I think that's affecting this Swedish. Oh, look at that.
Look at Maja Milkovic just taking it away from Lundqvist. Garrity knocks in the jump shot. Coming up on the final minute of a first half that has been dominated by Serbia. Chado a little bit fancy. Ball goes out of bounds. Drama comes in from Lundqvist. Gets the pick now. Halverson rolls. No, they seal that, and Garrity kind of forces one up, thinking that maybe the shot clock is winding down.
Really, this Serbian defense is, I mean, Sweden is out of sorts on offense. defensively, I mean, when you're Serbia and you're shooting 48% from 2 and 43% from 3, it's tough. But offensively, they just can't get anything going.
With the miss, now Sweden. I don't know, when you're down this far, do you hold it for the last shot? I guess you do. Last thing you want is Serbia to get another one, but Petrovic takes it away, and it will be indeed Serbia to get the last shot. And are they going to count it? The referee says no. But it doesn't really matter when you're leading 43-21. Look at this again.
Oh, no, yeah. No.
Good call.
Maybe Petrovic should have gone up, to be honest, instead of passing it off.
Well, it was a tough half of basketball for Sweden. Make no mistake about that. They trailed Serbia, a rampant Serbia, 43-21.
Then we see Dabovic running off with quite a bit of tape. Here's some shooting percentages for you. Maybe no surprise, 30% compared to 46, but really Serbia went on that three-point shooting barrage that you thought Sweden were going to make a little bit of a run, and then they didn't. Here rebounding, not so bad to be honest, but 12 assists compared to only 4, and look at that number, Jeff, 10 steals compared to just 2 from Sweden. I mean, I think offensively they're not doing a great job, and it's because Serbia are forcing Sweden into bad shots with the way that Serbia plays defense. Here you have the leaders, Dabovic, who came out on fire and ready to play with 16 points. Eldebrink with 8 for Sweden. Really, I mean, I'm sure Sweden wanted halftime to arrive probably about 10 minutes ago. It's not how it goes, but I think they have an opportunity to regroup, talk about some things, figure out what they can do better, and then it's up to them, the players, to be able to go out and execute what Coach Francois Gomez wants them to do, because right now nothing is going well for them. I think they need to get Zowie involved a little bit more offensively. They need to take care of the ball, and they need to box out. I know it sounds simple, but, you know, that, if I'm Sweden, that's kind of where you start. And you see they had a lot of frustration on offense, but really, Jeff, like you said earlier, I think at the end of the first quarter, they have to play better defense, and they have to box out. And then you go from there. And then you worry about your offense. You know, they were showing some frustration by the shots and the offensive looks that they got. But no, it starts with defense. So you kind of, you know, you can't complain, and you just have to try and play in strong defense and slow down this Serbian team who already have 43 points at the half.
Well, it has been a celebration of Serbian basketball tonight here in the Belgrade Arena. 43-21, 20 more minutes. It looks like they're good bets to take on Spain in the semifinals, but maybe Sweden have got something left in the bag. We'll be right back before the start of the second half.
Za nama su i Triga, Keba, Nis, Tesla, Asta, Ford i naravno Roda, podrška kreće iz porodice. Još jednom i u subotu fan zona, sve vreme i za vreme utakmice od 5. do 8. mesta i za vreme polufinala. Dođite da se igramo, da se družimo, da igramo basket, da dobijete neke nagrade, da pokažemo još jednom da je Beograd prestonica košarke ne samo u Evropi, već i u svetu. Za sve vas koji ste i danas u areni nije kraj. Iznenađenjima nećemo sad ras i ja i let's go Belčan, već za navijače iz Srbije i za navijače iz Švedske. Evo ima tu pozdrav za Mrkonjić grad. Idemo, opa, tačno tamo gde je zastava. Malo za naše prijatelje from Sweden. Ima i za drugu stranu, ne brinite. Gdje su ovi naši najmlađi navijači? Sjajna podrška posle Niša i Zrenjanina. Gromoglasna i arena, a da vidimo sada drugu stranu. Srbija do Tokija, ali nadamo se ovog puta u punom smislu tih reči. Idemo. Evo je. Polako, samo nemojte tamo da se eventualno povredite. Ima tu dosta devojčica, pozdrav za pokret Marini Marković. Još jedna majica stiže gdje treba. Još jednom uz nas su Triglav, Nis, Keba, Tesla, Ford, Lasta i Roda. Ima još jedna majčica. Da vidimo dok se možemo da dobacimo. Hvala još jednom i navijajte da se ori arena.
Oh, beautiful pass to Tanili from Zandalasini, taking the shot clock all the way down to the end.
Janovic step back three is good.
Up ahead it goes to Delar, and Belgium is stormed back to take the lead.
Well, back to their link. Little jump shot for 2 is good.
Hannah for 3. Dato, what a play! Rebounded it and then passed in the same motion.
Well, Anna Dabovic, 16 points, 6 of 9 from the floor, 3 assists. Having a good time tonight. She's got clearly the big game, but it's not just about her. It's about a Serbia team that's come out and just played they wanted to play. It's almost as if one team came ready for the fight, and that was Serbia, and they have opened up a really significant 43-21 lead. It's got to be immediate for Sweden, Shona, at the start of the third quarter. Really, if we're going to see anything from them tonight, I would imagine.
And, you know, at this level, no one backs down. No one gives up. And I can't imagine Sweden giving up. But like you said, they're going to have to come out hard, especially the first 5 minutes of the third quarter, and assert themselves, because they basically just folded to in my opinion, a Serbian team that came out, wanted it more, and were ready to fight. And Sweden just were not. They could not get anything going. Here you see Frida Elderbrink, 8 points, 4 rebounds, but she has a few turnovers as well. So
Yeah, she wasn't really ready to go. Was she, at the beginning of the
absolutely
game?
not. Yeah. No, so, you know,
First offense, okay?
this is FIBA Women's EuroBasket 2019.
The ball.
If you've made it this far, there's a reason. And I really, you know, I'm sure that wasn't the greatest halftime talk that Coach Gomez gave his Swedish players. But he wants to see, I'm sure, a response out of them, because it was almost embarrassing what Serbia were able to do to them. Really, I'm not sure what else to say. I mean, and I'm more so talking defensively, how they just dominated Sweden and forced them into turnovers, bad shots, and then they just got out and were able to play enjoyable, fast basketball, and they hit down some great shots because they felt good about the way that they were playing on defense, and it really led to them just having all this freedom on offense. See really quickly there, Anna Dabovic does have a pretty excessive tape job on her hand. I'm not sure if it's a finger or hand.
Second half action underway, and now or never time for Sweden, really. They are in a big-time hole. We saw them go on a little bit of run there in the first half, but they got to come out and really take care of business here on the defensive end. Got to get a hand up in the face of the shooters. Brooks coming out and pressuring Zowie. Good catch down low from McGarity, and good turn.
And that's what you want to see. First possession of the third quarter, Sweden needed to score, and they did. And now they need to get a defensive stop, though.
Good play by Drama as well. So far so good for Sweden as they try to get back in the game. Dakic goes out. And
that's her third foul.
Chadu comes back into the game. And Lloyd's going to bring the ball up the floor and evade Dabovic. Now Drama. Quick three from the corner. She's open. She can, well, she's a weapon. I guess it's not a bad shot, is it?
No, you know what? And the shot actually looked good. But I really think Zowie should have got that offensive rebound, and it was Charu from Serbia who was on the ground. It ended up going off her, but those are the little things that you have to do if you want to get back into a game, Jeff.
Lloyd takes a three, and good job. And Zowie, she's not going to stay off the scoreboard all night. She'll get on there any way she can. She gets the offensive rebound and put back. You know, talking about Drama, she did hit 4 of 10 three-pointers before tonight. So she does have that in her arsenal, but well, that was online from Chado, but a little bit long, and now Drama comes.
I mean, 4 of 10 is a great percentage in a tournament, 40%.
Yeah, you'll take 40%
from anyone, absolutely.
Day of the week. Elderbrink. McGarity. There's Drama again. Lefty. That time a little bit short. Be nice if they could get Zowie going down low. Maybe even McGarity. Well, Petrovic takes it on the baseline, misses, so another break for Sweden. Free to Elderbrink. And the Serbian defense, maybe forcing that one in, maybe a bounce pass would be better. Dabovic. Cold start for Serbia here after the break. And Chado called for the foul. $18 points to deficit. And they seem to have a better idea of what they want to do in this half so far. And one thing is to have Drama out there on the perimeter, but then her pass, her skip pass right into the hands of Chado. She had 7 turnovers coming into the game.
I mean, the Sweden team does average 20 turnovers, and who else?
Dabovic! Well, they're not going to stay cold all half, are they?
I mean, you can't leave Anna Dabovic that wide open for that long. She will hurt you. And then, again.
And now they finally get the ball to Zowie, and it goes off her hands and out of bounds.
I mean, like I said, they average 20. They have been averaging 20 turnovers per game in this contest, but they already have 18 tonight, and there's just under 17 minutes left to play in this game.
Dabovic 3 of 4 from deep, 7-11 from the floor, 19 points. Now Jovanovic to Brooks. And with the turnaround shot. And, you go back, Sweden had a little momentum, and Drama threw the ball away, and Serbia hit the 3, and now a 3-point play potentially for Brooks. And that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
Right, Celine? Dabovic fouls free to Elderbrink, reaching around from behind. 24 points, the advantage. So they've added 2 points to what the halftime lead was.
And I really thought out of that first initial play by Sweden, they scored 2 points, then they got to stop. You felt like, okay, maybe things were going to settle down and they were going to start to play a little better. But what happens when you play against a good team? They come back out and make you pay.
Well, that was a good fight there by McGarity to get that ball. Drama. Well, Elderbrink did well to get that shot off. Look at Jovanovic hustling for the ball. That tells you everything you need to know about Serbia. Up 24 points, and she's diving for loose balls.
Diving to try and get the possession. I mean, look at that.
Igor Kocevic helping her up, the former Serbia international. One of the guys helping her up. Zowie. Turn around on the baseline. Good interception from Drama. Zowie again, she's open, so why not? And Drama there for the putback, note, misses, but McGarity there for the putback. Drama's got to be able to finish at the rim right there. Nystrom getting ready to check in at the next dead ball, it looks like. Chado off to Brooks, pump fake. Petrovic, and the ball bounces over Zowie to Brooks. The frustration for Zowie, appealing for the referee not to call that. Here it is again. Look at this. Yeah, I think. Well, you know
she
what?
was kind of in the middle of both hands, but maybe from the angle that the ref was.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to get some, and you're not going to get some.
Yeah. And you know what? She's frustrated. When you're down this much, frustration comes out, and that's part of it. And, you know, when you're playing against a team that's more aggressive than you are, typically calls go against you. Because, I've said this many times before. Most often than not, the person who's the aggressor, either defensively or offensively, is rewarded. And right now, Serbia is a lot more aggressive than Sweden, and they're being rewarded. And that's kind of a situation, you know.
Oh, that's a good-looking move from Drama, but not able to put it in. Or at least McGarrity's fighting, but doesn't score with a putback this time. From the corner, and it's Chado. And this time the little trap, what it really does, you can see it really affects Sweden when they have the trap come out.
Yeah, they are just, there you see the three-pointer by Charo. I mean, really, it's putting Sweden on their heels, that little trap. And it's kind of out of nowhere. It's almost like, you know, they just go and double the ball wherever it is. And, you know, what's amazing to me, I mean, Serbia shot a good percentage from three in the first half, but they have not gone cold. They're 8 of 17, 47% from three. That's an incredible number.
On the brink, and Sweden on the brink. They got to turn it around. Back to 22 points, the deficit. A little bit of full court pressure. That's a new wrinkle. But Serbia able to get it across, no problem. Nystrom guarding Dabovic. And the reach and the foul by Nystrom. You know, and I think up in Sweden, you know, they were talking, this is a team that could possibly, this is a team that could challenge for a spot on the podium. So their start tonight will be hugely disappointing. But you got to be ready to play, you know? And it just felt like they weren't.
Yeah, that's the biggest difference from what I've felt like the beginning of the game. I'm not sure really what they expected. And maybe, you know, they're a slow starting team, but whew, they dug themselves a big hole at halftime.
Here's Elderbrink. You almost wonder if they miss the presence of, oh, nice drive. Oh, Nystrom misses the layup. If they miss a player like Anna Bartol, for example, who was with this
veteran
national team program for so long. And an easy one for Bukolia.
And really, I mean, she was on this squad until I think she suffered an injury.
And McGarity misses the layup.
Yeah, you know, maybe an Anna Bartol could have huddled them in or talked to them in a timeout.
Beating the Swedes to the loose balls as well with the long rebounds. 2:44 remaining, and Serbia in command. Petrovic. Another long rebound, bounces over the head of Nystrom. 11 offensive rebounds for each of these teams. And then right at the end of the shot clock, a foul called on Nystrom. So timeout on the floor, and well, not much has changed. Still a 22-point advantage for Serbia.
Yeah, I mean, you know, hopefully we can get a listen and see what Coach Francois Gomez says in his timeout.
Defense. Frida. Okay. Inter. Ellen. Reagan. Lolo. Okay. And after it's done. 3, 2. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The ball is going to get when we need. Okay. You get out. 3 and 4. Get out. But you have to recover.
Nevena, Ana i Sonja i Jelena. Ajde, ajmo, ne znam. Ostani na stranu, ostani dole, baci daj pas, idi mi dole. Ajde, Srbija, Dragana, opet na ulaz, tako. Dobro, ajde.
No signs of pressure over on the Serbian bench, that's for sure.
All smiles. A lot of aides.
Serbia 8 of 18 from three-point range, 5 of 7 from the line, 21 of 50 overall.
You know, we saw Francois Gomez decided he's going to go into his zone. And I think it's scary going into a zone against the team that are shooting 8 of 18 from the three-point line.
Brooks able to knock it out for another one. Jovanovic and McGarity brings down the board. Well, we've seen some potential from McGarity tonight. She's not the finished article, but she's definitely going to be one to watch.
You know what I like about her is I think she hasn't backed down and she's played tough every possession she's been on the court.
And Brooks, the three-pointer. The Olympic bronze medalist, the EuroBasket women champion of 2015. Elderbrink. So she's fouled with 0.2 seconds to go on the shot clock. I suppose with Brooks, as you said, having become a mom 3 months ago, there was still no way she wanted to miss this.
No, you know, our colleague Paul Nilsson did an article on her, was able to talk to her, and she, as soon as she found out she was pregnant, her goal was EuroBasket 2019.
Yeah.
And, you know, she said that she worked out during the pregnancy, especially the early stages. She did what she could during the later stages, obviously with, you know, the advice of doctors as well. So she really feels like she was ready. And she knew this date, she knew the start date, and she gives a lot of thanks to the Serbian Federation for helping her out, you know, her strength conditioning coaches.
Yeah.
And they are a big reason. Her husband, of course, those who are helping take care of the baby. I mean, everyone has made a lot of effort to be able to have Brooks here in this championship for Serbia.
Well, that last basket was by Batulia. Elderbrink. Ellen Elderbrink. It's going to be a tough pill to swallow for Sweden. They're going to have to go back and regroup. They won't want to look at the game tape, but I'm sure there will be lessons learned from this game tonight. Chado, good. And as you said, maybe the zone, not the best way to attack it.
I mean, it's scary to go into a zone against a good shooting team.
And that's how the third quarter ends. 64-33, Serbia in total command.
We'll get a quick look at stats after 30 minutes of play. Look at that, 11 and 22, 50%, and I mean, nothing is going well. Serbia are not shooting, sorry, Sweden are just not getting anything good.
Fourth quarter underway in the Belgrade Arena, and Serbia coming out. I don't think they want to develop any bad habits, and they look like they've got some crisp play here. Brooks gets inside and just did not make the shot. But challenging for the rebound was Stankovic, and now Batolia has it. Oh, now the ball turned over, and Nystrom. Ball taken away by Chado. And she goes up and has a chance for a three-point play.
And
That's going to bring Lloyd back in.
Before this tournament, Jeff, a lot of people kind of questioned where will Serbia fall, where, you know, what will they look like at the end of the tournament, because there are a few new faces.
Turns out they're unbeaten.
Yeah, I said, you know, Serbia playing at home, one, you have a huge advantage. And I said they could kind of be the sleeper team to medal. And sure enough today, I mean, finishing first in the group of death, I think opened some people's eyes. But then this performance that they have put on so far in this game, if people don't believe this can't be a gold medal team, I don't think they know women's basketball.
I think yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, but that is going to be a tasty semifinal against Spain.
Yeah.
Spain looked like tonight they put in the best performance, the most complete performance that we had seen by any team. But you know, beating I think Serbia will be a lot harder than beating Russia. And likewise, beating Spain will be a lot harder than beating Sweden in this evidence.
Absolutely.
Entry pass, Lloyd catches it, goes up. Front of the rim, good box out. And I think the foul called on Eldebrink. So 4 fouls on Ellen Eldebrink. Oh.
Again, you know, I said the person who's more aggressive usually gets the benefit of the doubt. And I think that foul might have been on Jovanovic, but she was more aggressive going after the ball and put Elderbrink in a situation where it made it look like she fouled, to be honest.
Bounce pass Brooks, and she hands it off. Scoring for number 13, Nikolina Milic. Lundqvist, the 19-year-old. Lloyd. You know, one thing that we haven't talked about, this will still be an important game coming up for Sweden
On Saturday,
in
yes.
a couple of days, because if they win that,
Absolutely.
they could go to the Olympic qualifying tournament.
So the top 6 teams from this tournament will go and play in the Olympic qualification tournament next February. And that is for the 12 tickets. It's a 16-team tournament.
We already
Played
know
in 4 different regions, sorry, so it's not a tournament. It's played in 4 different regions, and the top 3 from each group qualify for Tokyo 2020. And in those groups, you could have a mixture of European teams, Asian teams, America's teams, Africa's teams.
Yeah.
So really, you're going up against everyone in the world to qualify for Tokyo.
we know Japan will be there, the USA will be there.
USA, the winners of the...
They still have to play in the
They still
tournament.
have to play in the tournament, but Japan because they are hosting, and the U.S. because they were the gold medalists at the 2018 FIBA Women's World Cup. And you know, if you're Sweden right now, God, you kind of just want time on the clock to click off faster than it is. And you know, I think it's also important for Coach Gomez to realize that he has a game on, him and his team have a game on Saturday. And you got to think about the legs, the tired legs. This Sweden team has played one more game. Brooks with the off one foot buzzer beater. You know, at what point does he kind of go to his bench because he wants to rest, you know, some of the players because they have a big game coming up on Saturday to qualify to finish top 6 in this tournament? I mean, do you pull Lloyd? You know, your entire starting 5 you take out. I mean, he has 4 of them out already. Lloyd is the only one who started the game, is still in.
Runner looked good going down, but didn't finish. Ivanovic hands it off to Pretoria.
Ivanovic with a nice pass there. Let's not forget the steal that she had in a group play against Belgium with, what, 10 seconds left, more or less?
Yeah.
And won it for them. Sealed the win for them. No, sorry, it was tie game. And she stole the ball. And then...
So Halverson goes out, and so coming into the game, number 10, Danielle Hamilton-Carter. Played, remember that famous game, 2013 in France. Lloyd.
And that was a quarterfinal game as well.
That was a quarterfinal.
France versus Sweden.
And that was one that Sweden looked like they were going to win until the very end.
Until Celine Dubert.
Until Celine Dubert came to the rescue. Did a couple of
Once
long
again for
three-pointers.
France, yep.
So this is not something that we're accustomed to seeing, a game of such a huge difference in score.
Everything pretty much for us have been close. Also, the Spain game ended up being quite decisive. But other than that, we've watched a lot of close basketball games. Well, it'll be imperative for Sweden to get this game out of their system, and they will play. Let's see. Markovic drives in. We'll check and see who they're going to play next.
They will play Belgium.
There you go. So that won't. You wouldn't think that would get any easier for them, but anyway, Milkovic goes right past the Swedish defense. Lindqvist drives down the lane and scores. We'll get a chance for a three-point play. Dakic. Kind of blocking, keeps Dakic out of the lane. So they're on the bench, I think, waving to people they know. It's been such a blowout. They've really enjoyed themselves. Dakic puts up the three again. Good. Well, three-pointers have been falling all night for Serbia, and they keep falling.
She's only averaged 3.7 points for them so far in this tournament. And tonight, 8 points. So she's doubled her.
Which is surprising because she's a quality player.
Yeah, but I mean, you have Petrovic, you have Brooks, you have Dabovic, who have all played well, who have all been Luce Lloyd with the three finally. You know, she's playing alongside players who she doesn't mind playing that role. You know what I mean? So she's okay with Petrovic taking the shots, ball going to Dabovic.
Another one. Well, he can knock him in. Dakic.
She's also another player who's going to have the WNBA opportunity after this tournament, I believe, is what I heard.
Hamilton over Lloyd. And an offensive foul has been called on Hamilton, I believe. Hamilton Carter. Back in the game. And also in the game for the first time tonight for Serbia, Maja Skoric. And she is taking a shot right off the bench.
You know, shots are falling, so why not if you're this Serbian team?
So Zowie back in the game. So I guess they've got 2 days. Oh, she's going to come out. You're right. Okay. They're coming in as well for the first time tonight for Sweden.
And you know,
15.
except for the the Great Britain win over Hungary, first game of the day here in Belgrade, Serbia. All the teams that have won are the ones who had a direct spot in the quarterfinals. So they won their group, so they all played one less game. I'm just wondering, you know, you talk about how big of an advantage it is to win your group play because then you play one less game. And we saw, I thought Belgium were great. You know, they started really slow against France, but wow, did they come back and put up a fight. But I think they were tired by the end of the game, and especially in the overtime period, they were just exhausted. I think that also kind of contributes to maybe their free throw shooting.
Well, the coach, Mestag, said he felt like they had to expend so much energy coming back into the game as well, that further complicated the situation at the end. But they could have committed a foul instead of allowing him to shoot a three, which they did not do.
I think I talked about that. I said, you know, why not foul? And then they only shoot 2 free throws instead of getting an opportunity to shoot a 3. But, you know, that's kind of, some coaches would rather do that. Some coaches would rather rely on your defense.
Yeah.
And really, it was the offensive rebound.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was Andy Miam who was the one who was able to tip it back out. And Rhea Hartley nailed that dagger of a 3 to tie the game. And then there was still 10 seconds left. 7 seconds left.
Yeah.
And Belgium couldn't even get a good shot off.
Yeah, they couldn't, They had their chances.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was after a timeout.
Stanichev Sweden did not get the ball across midcourt. So good job, Stanichev, playing defense. 24 turnovers against Sweden, 12 for Serbia. Yeah, probably when you look back on it, I mean, Belgium had in the end, they had to play in the group of death. You know, maybe it was a bit tough on them late in that contest. Things didn't quite go their way, and they paid the price for having to go through the qualification for the quarterfinal.
They expended a lot of energy against Slovenia, who I think play a beautiful style of basketball, very fast-paced, and it tired, really. Belgium looked tired at the end of that game. They did get down early to Slovenia, so again, they had to sort of dig themselves out of a hole and expend a lot of energy. Like you said, when you do get down, you spend more energy than you normally would playing up or, you know, playing even.
So Sweden, you know what? I don't know. I mean, as a coach, do you even think about showing the players the game tape on this, or you just kind of think, you know what, we gotta get something from this tournament?
I wouldn't think about this game moving forward. You know, they play Saturday. We know that they play Belgium Saturday. You're gonna go home tonight. You're gonna eat as a team. Maybe get some treatment for those who need some treatment. You're gonna go to bed, and then tomorrow you're gonna wake up, and it's a new day, and it's a day where you start preparing for Belgium, and that's the only thing that you're thinking about and looking at moving forward. Maybe later on, as a learning tool, you're going to bring back this game and talk about some things that maybe you should have done, you could have done differently. And I'm sure Francois Gomez is going to look at this and maybe say, oh, you know what, my scouting or my game plan wasn't the best either. So you will learn from this experience, but maybe not tomorrow and not in this tournament.
I guess where you're going to be disappointed, it just seemed like they weren't quite ready.
Yeah.
Emotionally.
Yes.
For the game.
It was as though they weren't expecting Serbia to come out like they did.
Yeah.
Which you're playing against the home country in front of thousands of fans against a team that in 2016 were bronze medalists at the Olympics, gold medalists in 2015 at the women's EuroBasket. So you got to expect.
Well, Skorich joins the three-point shooting parade that was Serbian basketball tonight. 14 of 26 from three-point range. Nystrom comes in for the layup. You might look at that and say, well, nobody could have beat Serbia tonight if they're shooting 14 of 26, but that would be the furthest thing from the truth. I mean, it was about their attitude, the way they came out hungry to dominate, to play hard. They want this to be a special summer, and to
for it to be special, they need to win the title, and they've got to be ready to go. They've been in this long enough to know what it takes to win. So that is the final, and standing ovation for Serbia, who thoroughly dominated Sweden tonight in the quarterfinals. I'm not surprised they won, but I'm surprised they won as convincingly as this.
Yeah, I mean, from the opening tip, from the first few minutes of the game, Jeff, I don't think Serbia were even challenged. And a lot of it has to do with that woman right there, Anna Dabovic. She came out, she finished with 19 points. She had 16 at the half. She didn't have to play much in the second. And she just came out ready to go, ready to play, and ready to basically lead this team and set the tone early, and her teammates followed. And that's what you want out of one of your veterans and one of the leaders of this team.
Well, they're going to dance in midcourt. You'll get to experience this probably once in your career, hosting a FIBA Women's EuroBasket, and it's a party for the Serbian women tonight after rolling to a decisive win over Sweden. Guessing we won't hear any ABBA tunes at midcourt. So they came out hungry tonight, and they have punched their ticket to the last four. Serbia just utterly dominant, 14 of 26 from deep, 20 of 47 inside the arc, 23 assists. They doubled the amount of steals. It just goes to show the 16 offensive rebounds, the 25 turnovers that they forced Sweden into. Some of those were self-inflicted. And Dabovic with she scored her 19 points early. She had 16 at halftime. She could have put up a huge number tonight if they'd left her in. Chacho with 3 steals. Nikulia getting in the stats there, and Ivanovic again. And it was, how many people did they have hit three-pointers tonight? They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different players hit three-pointers. Dakic, 11 points. Chacho with 10. Elderbrink. It was Frida Elderbrink with 12 points. And Reagan McGarity with 11. So it's been a long day. We've had some drama in 2 of the games. We had a blowout for Spain over Russia, and then we had a drama in the last game, but it certainly was not a drama. Vintage drama, and Sweden fell to a rampant Serbia, and the party is on tonight in Belgrade.
It is. I mean, fans will be celebrating. The players, not so much. They'll enjoy this, go back, rest, and prepare for a very big game on Saturday, semifinal game where we know that they're going to meet Spain. Sorry, but they're celebrating now too, because we know that they are going to play in that Olympic qualification tournament and possibly give themselves an opportunity to qualify for Tokyo 2020. So that's also why you see the kind of expressions on the Serbian players' faces. They know that they've given themselves a chance for Tokyo, and also now they're playing for a medal in front of their home fans, their families.